the journey to financial freedom. And the first thing we did was to be able to look into what I call the pyramid of wealth or the triangle of wealth. And we look at the different sets of people on that pyramid. We looked at the people at the bottom of the pyramid, those that are in financial crisis. And then we went to the next level, those that are in financial instability. Then went to the third level, those that are in financial stability. Then went to the fourth level, those that are in financial independence. And then we looked at the final level, those that are in financial freedom, which is really the plan and the desire of God for us as his children. Then we moved on to begin to look at the global facts about wealth creation that will help us as individuals, as organizations, to be able to assess that realm in our own lives. And I think we dealt with 5 of them yesterday. We're going to try to deal with 4 or 5 more today. All those things, they are all in the book. So get the book, how to create wealth as a career person. Everything is documented there. So number 1, there is what? A wealthy place, right? Number 2, there is a path that leads to the wealthy place. Number 3, wealth is created. So someone must take responsibility to create the wealth. Number 4, wealth creation takes time. And then number 5, you have to become wealthy to attract wealth. You have to become wealthy to attract wealth. Number 6, there are ingredients for wealth creation. There are ingredients for wealth creation. Now, if you go into someone's house or you go into a restaurant and you experience or have an encounter with a nice meal. Now, that meal was prepared by a chef. That chef was able to prepare the meal because he has the skill, the knowledge, and the expertise to be able to put ingredients together and prepare that meal. In order for you to be able to do what the chef has done, you then go to the chef and say, Chef, I would like to prepare this kind of meal. And what the chef can do is to do what? To give you the ingredients. So the chef will now tell you, oh, this meal, these are the ingredients you need to prepare the meal. But please listen, the fact that the chef has given you the ingredients does not mean you can prepare the meal. Now, if the chef is so generous and magnanimous, he can now go a step further and give you the processes and tell you, oh, when you have the ingredients, you put the water on fire, you put the fire at this degree, and then you put this first, which is what we call a cookbook today. And then you can now know what to do. But even with that, you will still not be able to do it, all things being equal. So that means that when it comes to life, please listen. Everything that you require to become wealthy, the laws, the principles, the strategies, the keys, they are called ingredients. So in order for you to create wealth, all these things are very important. The laws of wealth, the secrets of wealth, the codes of wealth, the strategies for wealth. These are all ingredients. But these ingredients are not sufficient of themselves to help you become wealthy if you don't know how to put them together. And that's why a lot of people have read books. A lot of people have attended seminars. And they have written notes and taken notes of all kinds of things they can do. But they have not been able to produce results because even though there are ingredients for wealth creation, you must know how to combine them to produce the result that you require. So I've heard a lot of people say things like, oh, all these motivational speakers, they're just trying to motivate us, aspire to perspire, to acquire all this. I've read that book, I didn't see anything. I've done this, it did not work. No, listen and listen well. There are ingredients for wealth creation. Whether you are in Nigeria, or you are in Ghana, or you are in Australia, or you are in Rwanda, the laws of success are the same. The principles of wealth creation are the same. Real estate is real estate. Salary is salary. Investment is investment. Do you understand? So anywhere you go in the world, the laws and the principles, which we call the ingredients for wealth creation, are universal. They are not a respecter of persons. They are not a respecter of places. They are not a respecter of positions. But even though the ingredients and the principles are universal, the application of those principles are personal, contextual, and geographical. And that is where the problem now is. Now, going back to the chef analogy, what do you consider to be the best way for you to be able to learn what the chef has learned? The best way to learn what the chef has learned will be to go on that mentorship, right? And to go and learn under the chef, so that when he's in the kitchen, he's showing you the processes, he's leading you, and is answering your question, so you are able to see his thought process. You are able to see the way he sees and think the way he thinks. Many of us growing up, I hope you know that many of us growing up were in the kitchen with our parents. Probably your mom tells you, oh, bring this, bring that, bring this, bring that. Your mom was an amazing cook. You were in the kitchen with her almost 5, 6, 7 years of your life growing up. But now you can still not cook as well as she did. But you were in the kitchen with her. How come you are not able to cook the way she was able to cook? Why? Because the questions you ask determines the answers that you get. You can be in the kitchen, and instead of you learning, you are hungry. You are angry because, am I the only one that is always here every time? Maybe so. All the things she's doing, you are not observing. You can be in the kitchen, you are angry, you are not observing, or you are not even asking questions why she's doing what she's doing. So when your mom is cooking, and then instead of turning the pestle or the spoon this way, she's turning it this way. Did you ask her, Mom, why are you doing it this way and not that way? When she wanted to test the food and she put it here. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Why did she put it here? Why not here? Why not here? Did you ask the question? When she was cooking and she removed the cover and she did not cover it, he said, please don't cover it, don't cover it. Did you ask, why should I not cover it? And then she was cooking something else and she covered and said, please don't open it, don't open it. And you did not ask. That's why many of us are not where we are supposed to be. Not because the laws are wrong, but because we are not ready to ask the questions. We are not ready to submit to mentorship. We are not ready to do the work that will help us to produce the result that we need to produce. So laws, principles, they are all universal. But in applying them, number one, they are personal. Number two, they are contextual. Number three, they are geographical. Let me break that down. So, the law of self-preservation means that you have to eat to live. You don't live to eat. So what's the law? Self-preservation. What's the application of the law? Eat to live, not live to eat. But now, personally, the money you have is different from the money I have. The appetite you have is different from the appetite I have. The most important thing is eat. So you can decide to say you are into, what do they call all this kind of health something? So I'm a vegetarian, but you are still eating. I can decide to say, me, I'm not a vegetarian, I'm still eating. So we are applying the laws. What is the law? Self-preservation, eat to live. But because of our personality, you are applying the law as a vegetarian. I'm applying the law as someone that is not a vegetarian. Are you getting the way this thing works now? So when you see a law or a principle, the fact that it is not working in your life does not cancel the law or the principle. It's you that should be realistic, because most of the time you are trying to be a vegetarian when you are not a vegetarian. You are trying to practice the law and the principle the way somebody else has done it, not knowing that even though the law is universal, the application is personal. Hello? You are married. Law of procreation. The law of procreation means that husband and wife must have sex and then they give birth to children. Now, but the fact that that is a law does not mean we must all have sex the same way. What do I mean by that? So in a family now, a man can believe that, look, me, I believe we should only have sex once in a month. And the wife agrees with him, and they do it once a month. That is their belief. It doesn't cancel the person that believes I can do it every day. Because the law now is procreation. What's the application of that law? Sexual intimacy for production. But each family can now come up to say it must be done only on the bed. We can't do it in the sitting room. We can't do. So that is their belief. That has nothing to do with the law. That's their personal beliefs now. Are you getting what I'm saying now? So when we also now come into the financial law, let's say for this and now the law of savings. The law of savings is a global law. And what it simply means is that save money so that your future can be secure. So somebody else can now decide to say, look, I want to save. But my own way of saving is that I want to be using my money to buy gold. So that when I need money, I will now sell the gold. Somebody else can say, me, I want to save. But the way of saving is that I want to join 10 other people. So that we can be putting money together. Somebody will pick January, another one will pick in February, another one will pick in March, and when it's my turn, by November, I will pick. Somebody else can say, my own way of saving is I want to put my money back. The most important thing is save. Are you getting it now? Number two, it is contextual. Contextual. Now, principles are universal. But in applying those principles, you have to look at your context. Now, a single parent is different from a couple raising a child. That's a concept. A widower is different from a couple. That's a concept. So you need to look at your context. What is the reality of my life? I hope you know that there are some people here right now. If I give you 100,000 Ghana cedis now, it's a major testimony to you. But some people, if I give them 100,000 Ghana cedi now, it's not a major testimony because they are owing 300,000 Ghana cedi. Are you seeing now? So I gave two of you 100,000. One person will be so grateful, the other one will be grateful, but will be wishing because the context is different. Now, are you getting this? I'm breaking because when you look at life, you see a lot of people, you think, oh, this one, no. Most of the time, it's because we are not facing reality. And lack of that reality is what is putting us in trouble. For instance now, I'm a rich man. I'm also wealthy to a level. But I don't do what my friends do. There are my friends that are not as rich as I am. The things they do, I cannot do it. Why? Context. Most of my friends are in their 60s. I'm not 60 yet. I'm a young boy. I just turned 54. So most of my friends are in their 60s. My first daughter, my first child is a girl. She's 26. My second child, 24. My last boy is 11. Why? Because when I thought I finished giving birth to children, 11 years ago, life happened. So, while my friends are in their empty nest, no child at home, only husband and wife, enjoying their life. All their children have graduated, they are working, they don't have any responsibility. My context does not permit me to behave like them. Because I still have an 11-year-old boy, I still have like 20 years to pay school fees. So, are you getting now? So, to now say, oh, they are doing this, you are a fool. You are just being foolish. These are the realities. You will now come and say it's one village people, it's one devil. No, there's no devil anywhere. You are just not wise. Hello, you are just not wise. You are 36. All your friends are married with children. You are still hanging out with them. Oh, we are friends. You are my girlfriend. We are G for life. You are a fool. They are married with children. You are not married. Instead of it to be going to where people that will marry you are moving with married women. And all the people seeing you are married men. You are now wondering why married men are hitting on you. Because you are in the wrong environment. The fact that they are your friends, once they get married and they start having children, they are still your friends. But reality has changed. You now have to begin to look for younger people, go to singles meeting, go to places where people that are looking for wife will see you, not people looking for side chick. Hello? Why? Because you are not looking at context. Then before you know, you start getting envious of your friend, you start getting angry. Every testimony they give is depression for you. Because you are not applying wisdom. Hello? Look, I run what is called the Billionaires Conclave. And it's a global platform where I mentor high net worth individuals, families, and organizations, because I realize that the higher you go, the fewer the people that can speak into your life. When you begin to make some kind of money, you realize that not many people can counsel you. Because many people that are counselors are poor themselves. So they can't talk to you about some realms. But one thing I noticed is that when we started this stuff, a lot of men were involved. Men were part of the group. In 2021, one of my mentees, a lady, was in one of the meetings. And she said, sir, I've been a part of this, and I noticed that all the people that are doing well here, they are all men. That, is it that women cannot become billionaires and millionaires? Of course, there are many of them they can become. He says, so why is it not happening? I said, because many of you don't understand wealth. That wealth is not sexually transmitted. Many of you were raised in Africa to depend on a man. You were raised to believe that, oh, just be a good woman or cook, so that when you are married, you'll be able to cook and take care of your family. And then the boys are raised to take care of you. So many of you are raised to depend on a man. When they ask you, what are you bringing to the table? You say, I am the table. So I said, my sister, if sex is the only thing you bring into a relationship, you are useless. So you need to change your mind, because marriage is not economic empowerment. You are not marrying for sustenance. And that's the mindset of a lot of people. So you see a young lady meets up with a guy. You went to school. The guy went to school. You graduated 7 years ago. The guy graduated 7 years ago. You both have BSc. You have both been earning salary for 7 years. Now you are meeting the guy and you are asking the guy, what's your house? How many cars do you have? Now, you want the guy to have a house. You want him to have a car. You, house you don't have, car you don't have. So what have you been doing with your own salary for 7 years? You now expect the man to come and carry all the load. What your father and mother could not do, the man could come and carry. You are a liability. And we are not facing this reality. So I spoke to her very hard. I said, if you want to change, you want to be the billionaire, make up your mind to be impactful. And in 2 years, our story changed. So by 2023, right now, she's a major testimony. So she now brought a friend. You know, they introduced some people. So a new person came to the group. And when this lady came in, she was decked up. You know, some babes, when you see them from head to toe, you know that they smell nice, they look nice, bones straight, even though their life is not straight. Everything, designer shoe, fixing, eyelashes, everything is fixed. Fix your life, man. So this lady comes in looking so powerful. And then the next day, she stands up to ask a question. And what's her question? Don't forget, we are talking context now. How this principle affects you now. Guess what? She stands up the next day and says, sir, when I came in here, I have heard so much about this group, and I'm like, I don't understand. So I came. I'm not yet a member, but I paid for this event so that I can come and check you people out. So well, when I came in, I've seen a lot of people, and the way they have been calling billion since yesterday, I'm asking myself, is it the same country that I am in, that these people are calling billion? I don't understand. See, because I'm also a businesswoman, and the whole of last year, my turnover was less than 5 million naira. So I don't understand this billion. You see, so he pointed to one of the guys. They said, that guy, I know him. He said, 4 years ago, I borrowed him money. So, and I know he's not a fraud. So I don't know. So you mean these are the kind of money that these guys are controlling? Sir, number one, sir, is it that you are using something? Is this like a cult or something? Or then number two, why are you telling me that me too, I can become like that? So I said, well, number one, let me start with your first question. Yes, we are using something. Yes. We are using something. You are either in the secret cult or you are in the secret place. We are using the power of the secret place of the Most High. We are using faith. We are using prayer. We are using anointing. We are using communion. We are using loyalty. We are using service. We are using dedication. We are using sacrificial gift. We are using something. So don't deceive yourself. We are using something. When we chop communion, we are chopping blood. So yes, it's a cult. We are using something. It's Jesus' cult. It's a kingdom cult. So that one, because everybody is using something. Just be sure that the one you are using is the right one. If you are not using something, somebody is using something against you. So that's been answered. I said number two. I said to answer your second question, I will need to go personal. So permit me. If you are angry, feel free to be angry, but learn. I said, when you came in yesterday, so I pointed, I said, guys, I said, when you came in yesterday, we are men, we are married, but we know good thing when we see it. I said, when you came in yesterday, we admired your packaging, your air, your perfume made all of us to say, who is coming in? I said, and when we looked at you, you were decked up. I said, now, look at you again now. This is not what you wore yesterday. Look at your shoe. Look at your this one. I said, looking at you alone now, everything you are wearing now from head to toe is more than the 5 million you made last year. I said, so if you are already looking more than 5 million. And you are now telling us that a whole year you made 5 million. It means somebody else is paying your bills. Hello? So if you can permit me, are you married? She says, yes. Your husband is rich. She said, yes. I said, hey. That's why you cannot prosper. I said, because you are married. You are either married and your husband is taking care of you, or you are single, your father is rich, or you are runs. You are doing runs and arrest, or you are a prostitute, a commercial prostitute or a contemporary one. And somebody, a sugar daddy, is taking care of you. I said, because there is no way you can. No, it looks funny, but these are the reality. How can you wear something up to 5 million and you made 5 million in a whole year? So where did you see the money? Somebody must be paying. He said, so are you saying that it's wrong to be married? I said, please relax. Keep the feminism down. Wait and learn. I said, so are you ready for, you ready? He said, yes, I'm ready. I said, okay, so now. I said, what I'm telling you is this. You don't have a strong enough why to prosper. Because all your needs are met. So every time you want to push to make money, subconsciously something will tell you, what is all this stress? What are you looking for? What's all this stress? As even religion will tell you, why are you greedy? What's all this covetousness? Your husband is taking care of you. Your children are there. What else are you looking for? I said, that's why you are poor. I said, you don't have a strong enough why. Your why is not. Why do you want to believe? Your why is not strong enough. If you are a single mother with 2 children, or you are married to a useless man that is even taking your money, you go and borrow money from the office or cooperative to give to him, he will still squander the money on other women. I say your brain will work. You will make more than 5 million. Hello? You will make more than 5 million. So the reason is because your why is not strong enough. So what are you saying? Are you saying now that my husband should become poor? I say, you see, you are not getting the message. I said, the question you should be asking is, how do I get a strong enough why? It's okay. I said, so what you are going to do? How many children do you have? She said 2. I said, let your children become your why. I said, because if your husband drops dead today, can you give these children the same quality of life that your husband was giving to all of you? She said, no. I said, that's your why. So your why should be, these my children, how old? She told us, okay, your why should be that by the time my son is 18 years old, I want to hand over a portfolio of 1 billion naira to him. By the time my daughter is 18, I want to hand over a portfolio of $1 billion to her, or 1 billion naira to her. So that means you have the next 15 years to make 2 billion that you hand over to your children. In less than 1 year, our turnover moved from 5 million to 64 million. By the second year, which is this last year, she has already done 160 million. Now, what changed? Same company, same product, same business, different mindsets. Hello? So many times, it's not devil. You just don't know what you're supposed to know. If you know better, you will do better. So there are what? Ingredients for wealth creation. So these ingredients are what? Laws, principles, secrets, and they are universal. But the application is what? Personal, contextual, and geographical. Let's do the geography. So, real estate is powerful. You need to invest in real estate. That's true. But if they invite you to come and buy land in Ukraine now, the geography does not support that. But it doesn't mean there's something wrong with real estate. To now say that because there is war in Ukraine, you will now not buy land. Are you seeing where people say? So the problem with people is, they allow a temporary situation influence them to make permanent decisions. And they end up becoming victims. In my country now, there is a state called Lagos, which is the main state. One major thing that has been happening now is that they are demolishing houses. So they are demolishing houses. The government is demolishing houses, demolishing businesses, demolishing companies that they say is built on a wrong place or that this and that. So it's a major problem now. Do you know what that has led to? Many people are no more buying land. A lot of real estate companies now, they are not making sales. Because a lot of people are now psychologically challenged. what if I buy and they will destroy it tomorrow? That's how people become poor. The fact that you are in a geography where something is temporarily wrong does not mean that it is wrong everywhere. So if you tell me now that you want to buy land in Ukraine, I will not tell you don't buy. Why? Because of this things I'm teaching you. I will ask you questions to determine whether you are qualified to buy or not. So if you say you want to buy land in Ukraine, I will say, do you have land anywhere else? If you say no, I say don't buy. Go and buy in safer places. But if you tell me, I have land everywhere, but I have an offer. They are offering me, okay, for instance now, this is like eyebrow area in Accra. So now, if, let's say, how much do you think a plot of land is? Just assumption. A plot of land, yeah. $200,000. So a plot of land is $200,000. So please listen now. Now Ghana is now in war. And war will not be there forever. And someone now says, there is land for $13,000. And you already know that that place is worth 200. But because there is war, it's now 13,000 because everybody has abandoned it. People just want to run away. And you have $1 million kept somewhere that you are not needing. Are you seeing the conditions upon which you do it now? So because you have free money, disposable money, that is idle fund. If you now come to me and say, they are offering me land in Ukraine, and they told me, I say, okay, I know I have land everywhere, but I have this $1 million, and they are telling me that area is $200,000, but now they are offering for that, I will tell you, go and buy. Are you saying now? So even in the midst of war, I will tell you to buy because after the war, you are back to order. Why? Crisis creates opportunities. So you need to understand what? Personal, context, and geography. So many times, these are the things that people don't get. So when everybody is running away, that's when wise people run in. Because they know that in the midst of that crisis, there are opportunities and the opportunities will be cheaper. So let's move on because of time. Number 7. There are vehicles for wealth creation. There are vehicles for wealth creation. If you are going to create wealth, there are vehicles that will help you to become wealthy. So let's understand this. Where you are presently is called your present financial position. Where you desire to be is called your desired financial destination. So repeat after me. Present financial position, desired financial destination. Now, the difference between that present financial position and your desired financial destination, that distance between them is what we call the wealth gap. That is the wealth gap of everybody's life. So your wealth gap is different from my wealth gap. Now, to now move from point A, present financial position, to point B, desired financial destination, you need what we call wealth creation vehicles. Now, the vehicle you use will now determine how fast you arrive, the shape in which you arrive, and whether you even arrive at all. So, we can both leave Ghana today and say we're going to, maybe you do United, straight to Washington, or you do Delta, straight to Atlanta, and you do 14 or 16 hours. Somebody else is in business class. Somebody else is in economy. We will both arrive at the same time, but in different shape. Somebody will arrive with cramps, backache, body ache. Somebody else will arrive refreshed because you have changed to pajamas, you had meal, you ate, you showered, you came out because you are doing first class. It's the same plane, no, but different. So when you arrive on the other side, you can go straight from the airport to an office and start doing business. The other person will have jet lag. Because they were the chicken or beef group that were put together in economy like sardine. And if you doze away when they are serving food, you will be hungry. Because they will just get chicken or beef, chicken or beef, chicken or beef, chicken or beef. Chicken or beef. If you don't answer on time, they are gone. Water, juice. Okay, no. Excuse me, they won't answer you again, they are gone. But in the business class and first class, as you are entering, champagne or water, juice, first take down to refresh, and they will give you, you pick your menu. Pick your menu. Do you want us to wake you? What time? You give them, wake me up, don't wake me, leave me, keep my food. Then they'll give you pajamas, you go and change, you dress up. You are in the same place, but you don't know that is happening in front. Because you are... Some of the vehicles. So, please listen. Is it possible? I'm asking a real question now. Is it possible for someone to trek from Accra to Nigeria? Yes or no? Is it possible? Yes or no? Yes, it's possible. Okay. So if I decide to trek from Accra to Lagos, and somebody else decides to take a bike from Accra to Lagos, and somebody else decides to drive from Accra to Lagos, and somebody else decides to fly from Accra to Lagos, who will arrive there first? The person flying. Now, that person flying that is arriving there first, did he arrive there first because he's very spiritual? Okay. Did he arrive there first because he's very educated? Okay. Did he arrive there first because he's holy? Okay. He's prayerful. Okay. There is no witches in their village. So, if all those things that you are struggling about is not the issue, so what made him to arrive there first? The vehicle he used. So what now makes you think that you can be spiritual and be trekking? No, because these are the problem of religion. What God cannot do does not exist. You are trekking. You can't arrive. Your prayer is inconsequential in that equation. The only thing your prayer will do will give you the strength to arrive after 3 years. Hello? So many times we don't understand that prayer is not the problem. But in biblical economics, prayer is not a factor. Hello? In economic matter, prayer is not a factor. Holiness and all those things you are teaching, they are not factors. That's why the most carnal people in church can be rich and the holy people can be poor. And you're wondering, how come? No, it's not. If you apply the principles has nothing to do with redemption. Hello? Look, I think I shared this last year. There's a difference between the person of Jesus and the principles of Jesus. God is the creator of all, but the savior of some. As a creator, he established principles for the perpetuation of his creation. So you don't need to be born again to apply his principles. Whether you are born again or not, that's what the principles are for. So that these people that I have created, while they are still confused, one day they will discover me. Even if they don't discover me, to perpetuate my creation, so that I won't have to be recreating, let me put principles in place. So once you apply the principles, you will get the results of the principles, even if you don't have a relationship with the principal. But to embrace the person of Jesus and reject the principles, you will be frustrated out of church. Hello? Haven't you noticed that prayer warriors are very poor? No, think about it. Think of anybody you know that is very prayerful and they are big financially. Just think through. You've been in church for a while now. You're all those prayerful people that will just be praying. Let's fast. Let's pray. Oh Lord. See their life. You know why? There's nothing wrong in prayer. But most of the time, they try to substitute prayer for their laziness. Substitute prayer for their stinginess. Substitute prayer for their lack of wisdom. And they are now wondering why they are in church and things are not working. They will now be blaming church. That's how they are looking for the next anointed church. The church is not the problem, sir. You are the problem. The day you find a perfect church, it will become imperfect when you join them. Hello? I was in Ghana years ago, came with my guys. Those was in the days when we were still struggling. So in those days, when I come, most of the time, maybe just one or two of us will fly. Other people will come by road. So we came in, and the day we were supposed to go back, I was flying out of Accra by 7 p.m. that night. And very early that day, around 5 a.m., they came to wake me up that they were leaving to go to the park. their boss was leaving around 6, 7 a.m. So I prayed for them and I released them to go. So they left in the morning. I left Accra by 7 p.m. and arrived Nigeria at 7 p.m., which is, there was this time difference then. So I was on my way home. And by the time I got to almost getting to my house, the wife of one of the people that left in the morning called me and said, "Sir, are you back?" I said, "Oh, yeah, I'm almost home now." It's okay. I said, "How's everything? How's your husband?" He said, "That's why I'm calling, sir." I said, "Any problem?" He said, "I've not heard from my husband." I said, "They are not back?" He said, "I've not even heard from you." I said, "You didn't talk to him all through today?" He said, "No, he spoke to me in the morning when they were leaving and told me he would call me, and then I've been calling since." I said, "It's normally like 8 to 12 hours. So that they left by 6 a.m. They should have been here by." I said, "Okay, no problem. Let me also try his number and call him back." So I tried. Didn't go. I said, "Okay, no problem." Around 9 p.m., the lady called again. I said, "I've not heard from him, but don't worry, all is well." Around 11 p.m., she called again. At that point, I was now beginning to wonder. So I started calling all the people I knew. "Oh, do you know the boss?" They should call the boss company. We couldn't get any news. Then she calls me back, maybe about 10 minutes later. He has called me, he has called me. I said, "He has called you?" This was after 11 p.m. So I would say they are just entering Badagry now. I said, "Since morning." Say they had this problem, these people. I said, "Okay. The way it is now, there's no way we get home. Security is not safe. So give me a while to make a call." So I called a friend, a pastor friend that has a church somewhere in that area. So I called him. I said, "Man of God, please help me. Let your escorts go and pick my boys. Let them stay here. Even if they have to sleep in the sitting room, they cannot. It's not safe." So the guy was the one that now helped us pick them. So they got to the guy's house around after 12, maybe to 1 a.m. So what am I saying? I left in the evening. They left since morning. Look at all the stress they had to go through. Why? Because of the roads. So let me now break it down. Are you ready for this now? If you are a salary earner and all you are depending on is salary, you are trekking. Are you seeing why we say you should have? So when you come this evening, I will finish that session. So when you hear people tell you salary is slavery, that's what they mean. When you are a salary earner, whether you like it or not, be the most hardworking person. If you don't know what I'm teaching you tonight, you will remain poor. So come back tonight for that part 2. Because if you are a salary earner, you are trekking. Your prayer, your fasting, your dedication to God, all those things, they will be suspended, waiting for other factors to come. You know why? There is something called salary scale. As long as you are in that company, your prayer is useless when it comes to promotion, because the CEO cannot leave his position for you. No, these are realities that we're not facing. Oh, we just come, supernatural. Supernatural. There is a natural component. So if you get into a company, check what's the salary scale. What is the highest salary that anybody in that company can ever earn? The CEO is already there. And he's the owner of the company. He's not going to sack himself. So that already means that you can never earn that salary. Never. As in, never. So what that means is if you now depend on that company alone and that salary alone, you are trekking. Some of you will never see millions until you retire 35 years later. When they now give you your gratuity and you collect your benefit. That's when you will see millions for the first time that will belong to you. So depending on salary and being proud and arrogant about it, like I said yesterday, is lack of understanding. Hello? All this title without entitlement. Please, don't get involved in that. So, if you are a salary earner, there are many other things you can do. And that's what I will share with you tonight. I think we did 5 yesterday too, in the night. So, we'll do another 5. So, what are the vehicles? There are 4 vehicles that I would like you to consider. If you are going to become wealthy, 4 vehicles I would like you to consider. Vehicle number 1 is a combination of capital market and money market. A combination of capital market and money market. What is capital market? Buying shares and stocks in reputable organizations, locally and internationally. So, If you presently do not have shares in global companies, do that within the next 30 days. Even if all you have is $10, start. Even if it's 1 unit of Google share you can buy. 1 Google, 1 Zoom, 1 Amazon, 1 eBay, 1 Facebook. Just buy 1 unit of the shares. Hello? If that's all you can buy, just 1 unit, buy and just start the journey. If you plan that every month I'm going to be doing $10, or every month I'm going to be doing $100, or every month I'm going to be doing $1,000, you'll be seeing how transformed your life will be. I have one of my mentees had a major opportunity that came last week, so he asked me he needed a soft loan of 50 million naira, which is, I don't know what 50 million naira is, maybe that's like $500,000. That, 5 million naira is 50,000 Ghana cedis. So 50 million naira is 5 million, like 5 million Ghana cedis. Okay. Yeah, so he needed it last week. So he called me and said, I'm not available, but because of who he is, I said, no problem. So I went to the bank and I did the transfer to him. Now, but I'm going somewhere. The opportunity he has was an opportunity that was for 3 days. And they said the first person to pay. So I gave him the 5 million Ghana cedis just last week. Now, how is he going to pay me back? He told me, the reason, he said, look, sir, you know me. I can't lie to you. I have this opportunity. I need this money. But I have shares. So he showed me the shares. Life, trading, everything. He showed me and gave me his password that I can go and verify everything. But that he's going to give them a command to sell now. And if he gives them command to sell, the money will drop into his account and then they will move it from the trading account to his account. So it will take a process of like 1 week and he will refund my money. And that's what we did. So yesterday now, he sent me a message. Everything is sold. The money is now moving from his account, the trading account to his personal account. Then from there, we'll move to Nigeria. So just giving me update. What am I going to say? Why am I going to? That money that is sold, he said, thank you to me. He said, who would have known that what you told me to do over 10 years ago is what will make me to be able to get this kind of opportunity from you 10 years later and be able to pay. So what happened was 10 years ago, I said what I said now. He said, I told them that within 30 days, any one of you that does not have shares abroad should start investing $10 or $100 or $1,000 every month. He said, so 10 years ago, he got home, called his wife, and they started doing $100 a month. And that's the money. He said he has never sold it for 10 years. And that's what he's selling now to maximize an opportunity. So many times, I have a young girl that was following me years ago. And she was in a meeting. She heard me and she came. She said she's not educated. She didn't go to school. But that she's in the market. You know, all this market, that she makes so much money. She doesn't know how to do. I said, okay, since you are in the market and the money is coming, focus on, she was even a single parent. I said, so change all your money. Anytime you make money, be changing it to dollars. Go and open a forex account. I said, what's forex account? So I told her, after, I said, just change your money to dollar, put it in the account. Change your money to dollar, put it in the account. She has been doing that for like 8 years. And then last year, if you know what's happening in our country now, I think the same thing is happening here. The way dollar to naira, the lady came and said she has over $8,000. An illiterate market woman. So she's now asking, what do I do? I say, no. That's what a mentor does. So I told her, if you can top it up to 10, because there's a fractional home ownership that we are doing in the U.S. now. 8 people, $80,000 to buy a house, $100,000 to buy. So 10 people will put $10,000 together and own the house. She paid $10,000 last year. She now has a house in America. An illiterate in Nigeria. So she's part of 8 people that own one house. That house now is bringing $1,100 a month. Divided by 8, that's our portion every month. So these things I'm telling you, look, this is my job. I consult for countries. I'm not, when I speak, you listen. I'm telling you. The problem with many of us is that we are looking for one prophet to prophesy to us. It's a prophet lie. It's prophet lying. Your name is Jumbu. Yes, sir. Okay, so after that, has your life changed? The prophecy is accurate, but your life will remain the same. Hello? After prophecy, you must return to principle. So all this religious nonsense people are doing, coming to church, are you not tired of religion? Hello? Are you not tired of religion? You want me to anoint you to prosper? Can I anoint you to become a pilot? Can I anoint you to become a medical doctor? So why do you think I can anoint you to prosper? What verse of scripture did you see that one? No, because we believe all this nonsense because we just come to church and they tell you say, Pastor, what are you trying to say? The anointing is powerful. I'm not saying the anointing is not powerful. But whatever you multiply by 0 equals to 0. When I anoint you to prosper, you will remain poor until the knowledge of prosperity comes. The anointing will stay there, suspended, waiting for knowledge to catch up. So it's not that the anointing is bad or all this. No, but are you not tired? No, think of it. I said yesterday, they say you want to destroy the altar of your father's house. You pray that prayer. Your children too are praying, and you are a Christian. So you have been in church now for 22 years. You gave birth to your children in church. Your son is now 19, and she's praying against the altar of his father's house, and you are the father. Are you not thinking? So you are an altar now. You are an evil altar. After being in church for 22 years, the child you gave birth to inside church is still destroying you as altar. Are you not supposed to question your Christianity? Because we do a lot of all these things without thinking. And the next generation is not going to fall for that crap. That's why the young people are leaving church. They're like, you are not serious. Hello, man of God. My friend's son told the father when they were doing fast, he said, Dad, I'm not fasting. Why am I fasting? He said, we need to fast. He said, Sir, Daddy, why am I fasting? Why should I? What am I fasting for? The man couldn't answer. No, you know that question your children will ask you. He said, Dad, no, what is the purpose of the fasting? You are my father. You are a pastor. You have been fasting all your life. I was born in church. I'm a Christian. We are not poor. We are not living in sin. We are serving God. So what is the purpose of the fasting? What devil is pursuing us now? There is no curse in our family. We are a new creation in Christ. So what is the purpose? This fasting, what is the purpose? The father could not talk. He said, we need to say, Daddy. He said, you are my father. I believe in fasting. Don't be afraid. But we need to face it. We are the next generation. You cannot just tell me to fast just because. I should fast because I want to be closer to God. I should fast because I want to tame my flesh so that I can be more sensitive to this. Not because I'm trying to achieve something. Not because I'm trying to deal with one devil. The devil is defeated. That's what the guy told the father. So one day your son will come and say, Mommy, what's this? Which curse are we breaking? Which altar? Are you telling me that this is an altar or you are an altar? That's when you will realize that your prayer is useless. Hello? So number 1, money market and capital market. So invest in stock markets. So go and do it now. So if you say you don't believe in your country's stock or Africa, go and buy foreign stocks. Buy it in dollars so that at least you'll be making some money. Number 2 is money market. So I combine the two together. Money markets are a combination of instruments that comes through the central bank or through commercial banks or through financial institutions. So you have what we call treasury bills. You have bonds. You have mutual funds. You have fixed deposits. You have call accounts. All these are different kinds of investments you can do with your money. So that instead of your money sitting down in the accounts, I still spoke to a friend. I was in a pastor's conference. 2 weeks ago. No, last week. Last week. Last week. And a friend came to see me and we're discussing. And he told me, he was telling me, well, that's you said that I started it today. In fact, we have over 100 million in that account now. So when he said that, that's where my brain works. See, I said, you have 100 million. So what's the money for? He said, it's just there. We are still thinking of. I said, why are you thinking? Why will you keep money in that? I said, push it into treasury bills. While you are thinking, let the money be working instead of the money dying in the accounts. That's where my brain works. I see opportunity, and I quickly tell people what to do. And that's what I told you. So you need to think. Many of you have money just sitting down idle in your account. As rich as I am, I don't have idle fund in my account. You won't see my account and see big money. No. I have the money that is there is for a purpose. The only reason why I was able to borrow that guy the money It's because that money is being kept for a case that we're trying. There's a place we're trying to pay for, and they are still in court. But the case has been settled. But in the next 1 or 2 months, they will settle it. So I don't want the money to go. That's why I kept it there. It's for that case. That's why I was able to, okay, I'll borrow you by time. That's it. I don't keep money in my account. Once the money is there, when I live here now, I'm doing a construction here in Kaswa. Why am I going there? To see what's been done. Every cash is moving there. That's where I do my thing. I tie my money to assets so that the money can be working for me instead of me working for money. But many of you want to see your bank balance and be saying like this. No. I hope you know that banks can fold up. Hello? So number 1 is what? Capital market and money market. Number 2 is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship. And for entrepreneurship, I will advise you to start your own business, or start other businesses, or partner with people to start businesses, or invest in other people's businesses. So that apart from just having salaries or just waiting for one thing, you have other things working for you. Number 3, because of time, I think I'll close with this one. Number 3 is intellectual property. Intellectual property. Intellectual property. What's intellectual property? Intellectual property is creating something that belongs to you, that you have the ownership of, the right over, and people will have to pay you to get it. So I've written books. I've written over 100 books. I've published 58 of them. And every time you buy my book, you have to pay me because it's my book. You understand now? So I've created training modules. I've created all kinds of courses that people now use as modules in Bible school, in school of, entrepreneurship schools, in universities. So all those modules, they pay me because it's my intellectual property. So you can come up with a design, you can come up with a product, a service, an invention. Come up with something that belongs to you. And then when we talk about intellectual property, one thing that you can explore is to produce your own version of something that already exists. So for instance, how many of you use tissue paper? Okay, how many of you drink water? I hope you know that tissue paper does not have copyright. You can start your own tissue paper line. You can start your own water. So don't wait until you have one invention. No. Invention is different from innovation. So you can take an existing product and innovate and start your own. And then finally, real estate. So when we talk about vehicles, these are vehicles that I will advise you to explore. Real estate. And maybe when we come in the night, I'll talk more about real estate, but with real estate, you can't go wrong. Hello? We're sharing, I think Pastor was telling me about a land he bought for 2,500 Ghana cedis, and now it's 150,000. 2,500 Ghana cedis, now it's 150,000. Look at the distance. So many of you, you have money now, go to your village. Or go to an outskirt and go and buy land. A city today was a village yesterday. A village today will be a city tomorrow. You are in the city. You are struggling. Even in your village, you don't have a place. What's wrong with you? You are waiting for your father to die and give you village inheritance. Don't you know that by your birth, you are a citizen of that village? Go to your village. Even if you can't make it in the city, at least have something in the village that give you a palliative measure. To know that I may not have land in the city, but in my village I have 10 acres. Because your village will not be a village forever. Hello? Have you learned anything? So get the books. God bless you.